Moment lenses in 2020, do I still use them? Are they worth it? Should I get them now? Do I like them? Why do I have so many of them? Is it because I use them? Yes. Why? Because they're fun. I've been using Moment for about 2 years, but only recently have they come on every trip and really become a staple of my packing time. I attribute it to weight at first. I just thought it'd be easier to use these than it would be to bring, say, the Fuji XT3 or the X100 that I usually shoot on. And there's a little more going on there, so I thought to study my shooting habits and see why I'm reaching for these more often. As a Pixel 3 owner, which I know is not the most popular phone, one of the worst features is the video crop. It's really significant. But when I use the Superfish for a Moment, I can get some really great footage. I have a really great idea. I'll balance it out a little bit better. I think I just put 4 bango ties so it would stay quickly while I'm making this video and I don't have to wait the whole time to get it ready. It's also raining right now, so I'm not doing this test right now, but I will do this test soon when I can actually get it out on my roller skates, which I'll be very safe about. My life is not always this extreme. I don't always want a GoPro, and that's why I actually compare Moment lenses to GoPros sometimes, because as I see in the comment section of every new GoPro release video, yeah man, this looks great, but my life isn't that cool all the time. But I do always want a wide. I love shooting wide. My Fuji X100 is 23 equivalent, and that's just not wide enough sometimes. But with the Superfish or with the Moment wide lens, I can take pictures on my phone, share them quickly, mostly the stories. That is just a way easier process and more fun to do. But is the quality of your phone good enough to match to a GoPro? This is where the roller skating quick test comes in. I swear I was doing this before TikTok thought it was cool again, but sure, you invented rollerblades 2020. After we make sure our mask is secure, because it is still a pandemic and we want to make sure we're safe and the people that are also definitely not rollerblading with us are safe. You can see I love Tiny Planet, but you can also see how much a difference Superfish to the native camera is. It's just such a crazy crop change. The wide lens here actually lets you see a bit of scale as you skate by something, whereas the native camera, it really is just so in there. I don't enjoy it. It's just the perspective I'm looking for. I can get a lot better with these Moment lenses when I'm trying to get quick social videos. Yes, for sure, you can see the footage in this GoPro clip is better. It's smoother, it's sharper, it's more colorful, everything's better about it. Yes, but the difference is workflow. I don't want to carry another camera out with another power source, using another application. And honestly, the native camera combined with a Moment lens gives me a lot of the shots I want. This wide, this works for me for stories and those types of social videos. Yes, it's definitely not as clean, but it gets the job done and it shows a bit more of an authentic view. It's actually what I see when I'm skating. And when it comes to establishing shots, the native camera doesn't cut it, but the Superfish gives us such more of a classic wide, a cinematic wide. Another problem Moment has solved for me is the native video app. I don't care if you're on Android, iOS, the native capture apps and all the auto settings to get good video quickly works for most people, but I just like my manual controls. I want my shutter not to be cranked. I want my ISO not to be like noisy to the roof. I just want control of it in a quick, easy way. It feels familiar, as if it looked like a camera. This is the time to say it's not sponsored. It's not sponsored. I don't always use the Moment app. I actually don't have it as my default double-click option to get my camera open. I don't have it that way. And that's because for plenty of the time, I just want to capture it and I'll figure out how I'm posting it later. But when I actually have some forethought, whether it's behind the scenes on a shoot or I'm bored traveling, I want to make something interesting with the lenses, it's incredibly useful to have fine control in a nice interface. And that's exactly what the Moment app is. All its features are laid out obviously, all the toggles are really easy to follow. The sliders make sense. They're not some adapted version for mobile. They feel a little more intuitive to someone that uses a camera more frequently. Tapping on things to swap them just makes sense. I don't want to go to a sub-menu to find video. I do want to be able to toggle my frame rates. It just makes so much more sense to see it on the screen. And little things like having a histogram when you're recording video may seem like overkill, but for me, it's nice to actually see it and helps me compose shots in a way that's more pleasing. I love my cameras. I'm a Fuji shooter. I love all the manual controls. I cannot live without them. But there's something so nice about the ease of use that this provides me. You just screw on a lens and out of nowhere, you have an interesting angle, something you can actually mess around with and get a unique shot. I like that. I like all these feel unique, and I feel like they're things I wouldn't get on my phone normally, but I didn't have to go so far to pull my camera out of the bag. I'm not complaining about using a camera. I use them all the time and I love them. But there's something fun about that, and that's what I keep coming back to. Using these on your phone is fun. We're gonna mess around with the Superfish, the wide, and the telephoto, and give you some examples of what these might look like when you use them with your mobile phone. Yes, the native camera gets a great picture here, but it's all about perspective. I love the different viewpoints that these lenses give, not just from distance from subject, but there's actual lens attributes that change things. Sometimes you want to be close to a subject and still be wide to show scale. It gives a much different effect. You can do that with these lenses, and that's the point. It's an effect. It's an option to choose and change how you capture things, especially of scale. These things I probably wouldn't take as cool a picture of without these lenses, but the ability to have the choice between the wide and of course the Superfish, which is my favorite one in this series, it feels more creative than if I'm using the native app. And it just shows scale. The reason I like wide is I like to show scale. This point's big for me, but I think it's gonna come off a little bit sappy. It shouldn't, but I think it might. I'm talking about the sense of community. Photography, it can be really awesome community, but sometimes it's not the most welcoming. I've had really positive experiences seeing other people use Moment lenses, and have made friends literally because they were just using this phone case. It's not that feeling of, oh, I'm wearing the same shirt as you, one of us needs to change or leave immediately. It's like, oh, you've got that too? Let's talk. And that's a really nice feature of something. I like to chat with people that I'm shooting with or that I'm working creatively with. An instant connection that comes from wanting to take pictures. Yes, that's a feature I want. 20-something years ago, not everyone had a camera, and if you did, there was a bunch of different brands and lenses and styles. You also needed to know a bit more to be a good photographer. Well now, everyone has a camera, and it's the same couple in your pocket at all times. Cell phones are great for photography and video. They've enabled a whole new generation of creation and capture in great ways, and they're great to just get a moment, but they too often make things feel the same. These lenses are the same. Everyone uses the same couple of flagship phones. Moment lenses make me feel like I'm doing something unique and have my own style, where I just want to share quick photos on my phone with my friends. There's always going to be new photo tech coming out, and I'm always going to want to play with it. And with that, I'm off walking.